In our Sunrise Smart Star, Rochester police are investigating after a 22-year-old Rochester man was struck by a car early this morning and left in critical condition.
Police tell us it happened on North Goodman Street, right near Main Street in the city. Through the investigation, they say the man may have been struck by more than one car, adding the drivers may not have realized they hit a person because of the dark and rainy conditions. The roads in the area were closed off during the investigation. They have since reopened.
Well, today we're expecting to learn more from police regarding a shooting investigation near Hill Cumorah. It happened around 6 last night.
Police tell us at least one round struck the visitor center there, but no injuries were reported. Erica Cost is following this and has more here in studio. Erica, good morning.
Good morning, and police do not believe this was an intentional act, but it was quite a scene. Multiple law enforcement agencies responding to an initial report of gunshots near Hill Cumorah. At least one round hit the visitor center with over 70 people inside at the time. Again, no injuries, and New York State Police tell us multiple people in the area were calling in concerned. They were told to shelter in place while officers investigated. And what's scary, during their investigation, more rounds were fired and they had to take cover. We can confirm there was someone firing a weapon in the nearby area, but the investigation is still in its early stages.
We have our resources that come in. Our division aviation came. We locked down a perimeter and make sure the neighborhood is safe. There was a subject in the nearby area firing a weapon with no ill intent that we believe right now. He is in custody, but there was no, doesn't appear to be intentional firing upon the building facility.
The suspect could be facing charges along the lines of reckless endangerment, but nothing has been decided yet. We also received a brief statement from the Church of Latter-day Saints saying no one was injured. Reporting, Erica Cost, News 8.
Erica, thank you. In addition to state police, Wayne County and Ontario County both assisting with the ongoing investigation.
Well, James, if you're headed out the door for a morning walk with the pup, you're going to need an umbrella.
Yeah, the dog's got to go too, right?
Yeah.
So you got to
Some don't have a choice, like at my household.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And so it's going to be raining when you get outside. Umbrella worthy, certainly as you head out the door this morning, if you do have to get out for that walk. Certainly a wet one, rain jacket, maybe even rain boots as well. Good news is they taper off. Showers likely done by at least lunchtime, and you see the rain chances go down significantly. Temperatures not impressing, mid-60s, back into the 70s. I even have 80 degrees in the extended forecast. We'll have that at the end of the show. Mark, Allie.
All right, James, thank you. Looking at the roads again with our sunrise traffic, we mentioned it just a moment ago, a lane blocked on 104 East at the Bay Bridge. We now know it's a vehicle fire there, so causing some issues as first responders tend to that. Live view of 490, you can see the roads are wet, but no accidents there or on 390 or 590 at this hour. In other news this morning, an 11-year-old appearing before House lawmakers yesterday telling the story of her survival after last month's shooting massacre at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas. A mother of one of the victims also addressing Congress and asking for change. This testimony coming as a bipartisan group of senators continue their work on gun control legislation. Many Republicans now appear to be on board with enhanced background checks and incentives for red flag laws, but say any further restrictions are unconstitutional.
Nowhere else in the world does this happen other than the United States.
I have no intention of undermining the rights of law-abiding gun owners in America.
Now, Wednesday night, the House did pass the Protect Our Kids Act. It is unlikely to make its way through the Senate, however. That House bill raises the age to buy semi-automatic weapons from 18 up to 21 and bans high-capacity magazines.
Tonight, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol will host its first public hearing.
Now, the committee expected to unveil what it has learned over the last 11 months of the investigation and the role certain individuals played the day of the Capitol attack. Anna Wernicke in Washington with more.
After an 11-month investigation, the 7 Democrats and 2 Republicans on the House committee investigating the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack say it's time to show the public what they found.
We owe it to the officers who lost their lives and the officers who were injured to tell that story and to ensure that this never happens again.
California Democrat Pete Aguilar is one of the Democrats on the committee. He says the panel has spent nearly a year interviewing over 1,000 people, reviewing 140,000 documents and 472 tips to their tip line.
We're ready to tell the story.
On Thursday, the committee will walk through the days leading up to January 6th, and then 2 witnesses will walk through where they were when the Capitol was attacked, including a police officer on duty and a documentarian who filmed the moments of the attack.
Their goal is to end the Electoral College, and their goal is to stop President Trump from running in 2024, plain and simple.
But Republicans, including Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, have criticized the panel for shutting Republicans out.
There is no cross-examination.
The 2 Republicans on the committee, Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, voted to impeach former President Trump on a charge of inciting the insurrection at the Capitol.
This committee is not about seeking the truth. It is a smear campaign against President Donald Trump, against Republican members of Congress, and against Trump voters across this country.
Anna Wernicke reporting there, and we should note if you are planning to tune in, tonight's hearings will begin at 8 o'clock.
Well, following up on things here locally, the man convicted of trying to kill a Rochester police officer was given the maximum sentence yesterday. Keith Williams will now serve 40 years to life in prison. This after he blinded Officer Denny Wright in a 2019 attack. Wright speaking to supporters outside the courtroom.
My initial reaction is that I can close the door on this part of my life. There's a consequence that that man will have to pay, and now I can move forward from here.
Well, mental health was a big component of the defense in this case. Williams' attorney brought the issue up again before sentencing. Williams was deemed competent to stand trial back in 2020.
All right, here's what some folks will be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Jennifer Lopez's new documentary, Halftime, the headliner at New York's Tribeca Film Festival last night. The film, which will also debut on Netflix next week, chronicles Lopez's career and her personal life. Just one of 110 films from the 40 countries taking part and being screened at the festival. The Tribeca Film Festival runs through Sunday, June 19th. Big deal in New York City for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All the stars coming out for it.
I mean, not a bad day to sit back and watch a documentary, James.
Yes.
Yeah, certainly.
For sure. Find a favorite show and just curl up.
Yeah. That would be nice if we didn't have to work and go to school today. Hopefully, maybe you've got the day off. Why not? Starting a vacation early. It's June, right? Almost vacation season. Rain showers are lightening up across the region. Heaviest stuff still working its way through Ontario County, Yates, down there in Penn Yan, getting some good heavy rain, then up into Wayne County. But otherwise, you look closer to Buffalo, yeah, starting to see a little bit of drying there. Nice to see. We are dry for this afternoon, then a beautiful Friday for you. Saturday looking pretty decent as well, low 70s there. And then some rain showers likely come on Sunday, but with that rain should mean warmer air. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day-to-day warming. Back to the 80s next week.
All right, James, thank you, and thanks so much for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next. Have a great Thursday.